Yeah, I'm gonna be completely honest. I have not looked at the spoiler log for this. I thought this race was at 8 o'clock, not 7. So I just kind of like I sat down thinking like, oh, I have an hour to look at the spoiler log. Oh, what's this invite from a bot? Oh,
Oh, yeah.
so it worked out, I guess.
Yeah. Are we? We're tracking too, right? So.
Yeah, I suppose.
All right. You want to do? I'll track Woofer. You track DJ.
Sure.
Okay. Although I think this one will be a pretty easy one to track. I don't think there's too much required.
My favorite kind of seed.
Yeah. It looks like we're on our way. So one of the interesting things about this seed is we start on paw print, and the paw print entrance is actually vanilla, but and we do need to go there, but we need to do the grapple check. So it's like a waste of a deep starting.
And there is a way to get up to that check without the grappling hook. But the problem is that, like, you need other items to do it, and the runners just don't have any items whatsoever.
True. Yeah. I do definitely agree with the start for the windfall start then. Honestly, that's kind of the way I routed this one. There's a couple useful things on windfall here. This seed you really kind of want to... It's another one of those ones where you really basically need to rush the bows to get fire and ice arrows. Which I'm not sure why. Maybe this is sort of like a selection bias, but that seems like kind of almost pretty common in at least with these spoiler log things. It feels like I'm always needing to get fire and ice early to get into like Fire Mountain or do something in one of those entrances.
Yeah, I kind of feel that way too. It might be because of the randomized entrances, but who knows?
Yeah, it's kind of like how in like the Season 4 races, like Forbidden Woods and DRC were always like loaded and had a bunch of good stuff, but then now it's like, it feels like most of the time I see DRC, it's in like a Fire Mountain entrance and it's empty. Which is, you know, fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of sort of the basic stuff at the beginning here. Whooper getting the bow, and DJ looking like he's planning to route in the killer bees with doing the maze chest in the jail.
I really like that. In fact, I didn't get the idea for doing that until I saw you do it. I think on a stream, I was like, oh, that's smart.
Yeah, I was always... It felt to me like it seems so wasteful to like not try and combo that somehow, to like roll all the way back up to Tingle either before or have to like save warp out of the jail maze and then roll all the way back up to start the killer bees.
Yeah.
But, and I was like, how can I do this that's like the least bad? And that was like the only thing I could even really think of. And honestly, I never timed it, so I don't even know if it's faster. It just feels like, to me, it feels less wasteful.
Right, and I don't know, I might get hate for this, but I feel like your gut instinct is normally correct, because I swear, every time I go, oh, which of these two different routes is faster, they're the same.
That, you know, I kind of get what you mean there, and I kind of agree with that, because a lot of times I've learned this from I guess it's probably gonna sound weird, but from playing poker. Like when you're playing Texas Hold'em and you get to like the turn or the river and you're thinking about whether you should call a bet or not, a lot of times it's just, if your gut's telling you, you should trust your gut.
Well, I don't know about in poker. I think in poker you gotta play it by the books and look at the stats and like, you know, if I don't have a good hand, but there's a pair of queens out there, I probably should just fold now.
Yeah, I mean that's fair too. Sometimes you can win with not the best hand, but you just gotta play it as you go, I suppose. And I guess that's kind of what speedrunning is like to a certain degree. You wanna what's the
Well,
word?
I'd say it's more like specifically spoil log speedrunning. Because you're in like vanilla speedrunning, right? You're playing a route that someone else made.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
It'll come up in vanilla speedrunning when it's like you make a mistake and it's like, oh wait, what do I do?
And honestly, a lot of times in spoiler log, the smaller things end up having such small differences that it's almost like there's not a point to like do them super differently.
Right.
Or it's more like you're better off doing what you're more comfortable with. But yeah, it can be tough because sometimes you think, oh man, is this way faster or this way faster? And hey, you know, I mean, maybe it isn't faster because we see here, I mean, Woofer did get done with the killer beast first.
Did he get the windfall first though?
I'm not sure.
I mean, they probably got around the same time. I mean, they both went to windfall right away.
Yeah. I wasn't paying super attention to like movement either. Let's see if maybe there was like, if I missed some kind of mistake.
Yeah, because like Woofer has been playing this game a really long time, so his movement's kind of crispy.
Yeah, DJ has like 5 extra rupees too. I don't know if that'll come into play. Maybe that's where that little, because I mean they're basically even, I suppose too. I mean, 1 warp apart isn't a massive difference.
Right.
I'm wondering where we're going next. Some sort of reef. 2-eye reef. I like this play here. This is, what's here? The other bow is here. Chest you can just sort of get right out in the open.
And I imagine that means light arrows in a really bad spot, but I'll verify that for myself.
I suppose it's subjective.
I'd say that's kind of bad.
The interesting thing about this is you can, I'm almost would guarantee that Woofer's going to go to Angular next because the Angular Peak chest is required. So I can't remember what it is, I just remember it's required because it was in my route. It's Moblin's letter, right? And that leads to a sword on the delivery reward from Maggie.
Alright. Yeah, I think this is a pretty good bow to get now. Like looking at the spoiler log a little more.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I basically did the same thing, rushing those 4 items on Windfall: the shield, the hook shot, the bow, the power bracelets, and then grabbing Moblin's letter and the other bow. The really interesting thing about this seed though is that you need to do some of the lookout platforms, like destroy the cannons and stuff, and the bombs are on one of those, so you're kind of like forced to get boomerang.
Yeah, preset D is like a pretty nice chill preset, nothing too bad can happen, except for that.
Yeah. Although the thing is, it's like kind of torn, right? Because the bombs I don't think are actually hard required for anything. Bombs are always super nice to get, right? But the other chest on the lookout platform in the same quadrant as bombs, the Southern Ferry one, is the iron boots, which are hard required because we have Wind Temple. So it's kind of like, do you just get bombs while you're there? I mean, I don't.
I think it depends on what you're doing in Wind Temple, which I'm gonna look at really quickly.
I don't think you have to do much.
Oh yeah.
The biggest advantage bombs could have, I would guess, would be Forbidden Woods, or maybe in DRC, the Tingle statue chest in the hub room has the big key, so if you want to
that's not worth. I was thinking though for Wind Temple, if they had to do Spike Wall Room, destroy all the floors, I would want bombs for that, so... Yeah. But they don't have to do that, so it's not a concern.
Yeah, bombs might be skip-worthy this seed. It looks like DJ is sailing over to, I think this is 5-star reef, if I'm looking at this correctly.
Yes.
The raft here
5-star.
is 5-star. Okay, yeah. The raft here is a shard. Interesting decision to get this now because one of the dungeons is DRC, which is at boating course. So you could just get this later when you, after you finish DRC from boating course.
Yeah, so I'm not sure why DJ just decided to, like, make this a separate trip. Because the beauty about shards is you could really route them in wherever you want. It's not like you need a Triforce shard until, for like halfway through the run, like you need it only for the very end.
Yeah, true. I think, I gotta make sure I'm keeping up on track. Not doing a very good job. And actually the nice thing about this seed here is you get the boomerang right there at Fire Mountain, and then you can come over here and do the Fire Mountain lookout platform and destroy the canyon.
You know, I finally want to, like, this is a good chance for me to see how to do this with boomerang. Oh, he's just doing one at a time. Because I swear that, like, someone showed me that you can hit all the cannons with one boomerang throw, and I have no idea how to do it.
It's kind of weird. You want to get, like, you want to start with the one, or I guess it doesn't matter which one you start with because it's a circle, but you want to go counterclockwise, and
Okay.
you want to make sure you're aiming sort of like to the right of whichever one you're hitting first. So that way it kind of, you want the boomerang to hit off of it and be able to go around the outside, but if you're kind of like, if you throw the boomerang and you're looking and it's going like straight into it, it'll just hit it and like bounce back to you. It's really weird.
When you say to the right, you mean like lock onto it from the right, or like should you be in your boat to the right of the first one?
It doesn't matter where you are, I don't think, too much, because what I do is once you lock onto it and you go counterclockwise, you lock onto them all in order, then what you want to do is make sure when you throw the boomerang, you're throwing it to the right of the first one that you're going to hit. So that way it's sort of like it's coming around from yeah, it's coming around from that direction. If you hit on the left, if you throw the boomerang so it's coming and it hits on the left side of the cannon, it'll like bounce off.
Okay.
Yeah. And come straight back to you. That's me going from what's worked for me though. So there's not a lot of actual science behind that.
Alright, maybe I just... I don't know, maybe I just wasn't going counterclockwise then. Like, every time I've tried. I feel like I have, though, but...
Yeah, I think the most important thing is definitely counterclockwise.
Oh, I guess we don't really talk about it, but Woofer did get light arrows, and it's only been 12 minutes.
Oh, true. The 12-minute light arrows. The swords in this seed are a little bit trickier.
Yeah. Oh, but you know, the fact that the boomerang's hard required, that's pretty nice for Forbidden Woods.
True, yeah. It definitely makes it easier. It makes it to where, like, one of the things I know people like bombs for Calademus, but if you have boomerang, that is not much of a point, really. Especially if you can get Master Sword before Forbidden Woods.
Oh yeah, because I was gonna say like, I don't know if it's faster to kill with bombs or to kill with. Well, no, it's probably faster to kill with boomerang and Hero's Sword. In fact, I'm almost positive. But like, if you're not comfortable with spin attacks, then like, how much slower are the bomb throws?
Yeah, yeah,
like,
true.
If you fail a spin attack, then you have to cut Calademus down all over again.
Yeah, that's not ideal.
Nah, I mean, I think the solution is just, if you have boomerang and ace sword, you always do boomerang and sword and just get good at spin attacks.
Yeah, because getting good at spin attacks is not just going to be helpful for Calademus, right? It's going to be good for all kinds of places. Whereas
Ganondorf in particular.
Yeah. Whereas doing Calademus with bombs is basically only good for doing Calademus with bombs.
Yeah.
Yeah. And here we're going to get to see the hard requirement for the letter and the delivery bag. Pretty sure that's the only thing we need the delivery bag for. Getting the leaf. Which, you know, pretty important item.
You know, I've honestly wondered about like when it is not appropriate to skip the leaf. And I think you just pretty much always get the leaf unless like it's on withered trees or something. Because
yeah,
I don't know how people feel about me spoiling other races that weren't even restreamed, but in my race with Inquisition, Leaf was on ankle, and it wasn't technically required, but Earth and Wind Temple were in the seed. So I'm like, I should probably get it, Leaf.
Bang. Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah.
It's one of those deals where if Leaf is on withered trees, right? I've just been thinking about this since you mentioned it. If Leaf is on withered trees, and you get like the scene where there's like, it's maybe like DRC and Tower of the Gods and like Earth Temple, where like you don't really need Leaf for the dungeon. Like logically you need Leaf in Tower of the Gods, but you really don't, right? So
yeah, it still kind of blows my mind that you really don't need Leaf anywhere, even logically, for Earth Temple, because you just have Medley with you.
It's kind of crazy to think about. And I guess that's why sometimes we get those Leaf on Bitomail seeds, I suppose.
Right, yeah.
Very uncommon, but it does happen. Gonna get to see the fun play golf item today. As you know, everybody loves to play golf.
Oh, synchronized hook shot right there.
That was pretty cool.
Oh, the grappling hook. Alright.
Yeah. I guess one of the things, too, it was interesting talking about saying the grapple skip in Paw Print is pretty... You know, I think I've only seen that in one, like, actual race before. And I think it was one of the Jarhead versus Gymnast races.
Yeah.
And it was really interesting to see. But it's one of those deals where in this seed, it's pretty much not going to be worth it just because we have DRC, right? So grapple hook is hard required for Goma.
If grappling hook is ever required in a seed anyway, I question if you should even consider thinking about grappling skip for skill the wall.
Yeah. Like, maybe you could justify it if, like, not that I would ever do this, I'd probably pretty much always just get grapple, but if, like, if Leaf is there and it's going to maybe save you a bunch of times somewhere else and like a double dip or something.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But even then, I don't know. That almost seems like... It seems pretty risky because don't you need to be like perfect with your magic almost? Or like have soup or double magic to do it?
Yes. You pretty much need to be perfect with magic, yeah.
And since you also need chest storage, you can't like... I mean, you can retry it, I suppose, but also you have to like reset and then get chest storage again.
Right. You just kind of hope that like, I don't know, you kill some of the choo-choos and like one of them drops an orb or something.
Yeah, true. There you go. I guess there are longer shots, right?
Right. There's so many choo-choos in there, like, one of them might drop an orb eventually, you know?
Yeah, true. One of the things that I ended up doing in this seed that I really liked was actually storing the Grapefish hidden chest. Or at least I didn't end up doing it. I put it in my route, obviously, is what I mean. But I stored this hidden chest that DJ's about to get here. Just got storage on the island and then, you know, opened it and used that to get into Western Ferry. Because Skullhammer's kind of late, and Western Ferry has something that I wanted. I think a sword. And that was how I got, like, my early... what do you call it? Master Sword, that's it.
You know, I'm kind of questioning, you know... DJ just changed the wind. to fly over to the hidden chest. If he was gonna do that, I don't think what he did was faster with like hookshotting the raft.
Hmm.
I don't know what your thoughts are, but like if you're gonna waste time changing the wind before jumping and then leaping across instead of just hookshotting the chest, and that just seems kind of slow.
Yeah, I also think because it looks like he got storage too, and he's going to store the Western Ferry Lookout platform. Is what this is looking like. I probably would have just got the storage first, and then just stored the Great Fish chest, kind of like I was saying there that I put in my route.
Yeah.
And then is that way you just save opening one chest, and you don't have to climb up this lookout platform either. But yeah, I'm one of the people to where I don't ever do that hookshot strat, honestly. So I might not be the best person to ask, but I don't know how much faster it is. I'm sure it's probably a little bit faster, but it's also one of those ones to where like I feel like usually I just mess it up, or I can't do it quickly. You know what I mean? So
Right.
I'm just like, I'll take like the extra 5, maybe 10-second loss to not have to lose a bunch of time trying to do something. It looks like Woofer decided to get the bombs here too, so I'm thinking he maybe just wants those for like safety.
Yeah, that's a good thought.
Not taking too much extra time, I suppose. Iron boots we do definitely need. Now I'm wondering, the thing is, kind of like we talked about, you have light arrows, right? And Wind Temple is basically go mode. Actually, I'm pretty sure it's entirely go mode. So it's at Ice Ring Island, so I wonder if Woofer just does it now, or if he has something else he wants to do first.
I guess we'll find out. Also, looking at the spoiler log, at first I thought like, oh yeah, you know, it kind of makes sense storing the lookout platform to get inside Great Fairy, because I just assumed that there was something on the lookout platform. But I'm looking at it now, and it's just a treasure chart. So I really don't agree with storing the platform at all.
And it looks like Woofer's going to Stonewatcher for this lookout platform here. Probably just going to wait to go to Wind Temple till he has more items. And now you can do this. Doing this now with bombs is pretty good, obviously. And all this is a shard too, so there's not a super need to rush it, but also, you know, you don't get too much closer, I suppose, than where you are right now to this island. So.
You know, I wonder if this platform is just like the only reason Woofer wanted bombs.
Maybe. It might be. That might be worth it. Oh yeah, I guess I wasn't even really thinking about Command Melee there, because when I did this route, since Command Melee is on the Great Fish chest, I kind of did this, and I did that and got Command Melody before coming here, since the order doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
And then went to Wind Temple. That just shows I should pay better attention.
Yeah, speaking of pay attention, what did DJ get for the Great Fairy?
A sword.
It was a sword, right? Oh, I did mark that. Damn, I'm good.
You're one step ahead of being one step behind yourself.
Exactly.
Oh, alright, now Woofer's gonna be getting, I wonder how he's gonna do it. If he's gonna do I think he might actually just do either he's gonna do the lookout platform, or he's going to...
You know
he has it. Maybe he bomb drops it.
Yeah, because he does have bombs. He bomb drops it, and then... Wait, how is he gonna get storage again? Off the chest, I guess? Because I'm thinking, what if he super swims to...
Oh.
No.
Oh, he's just gonna probably do the lookout platform, then, I'm guessing.
What? Then why didn't he... I don't know why he leaped over there. Is that like actually faster? Because I thought for sure hookshotting was faster.
I have no idea. I would guess that the hookshot is... Oh, actually, it looks like he's going to Rockspire. Maybe he plans to actually grab the Skull Hammer and just go back to Western Ferry later. Or maybe he's going to store one of this lookout platform chest, actually.
Yeah, but like regardless, I don't know why he thought to leap over there. It just seemed like a strange choice.
Yeah, I think that's kind of what we were saying before. Hookshotting is faster as if you can do it quickly, and maybe he just there are some strats. Yeah, there are some strats that I feel like where it's like, yeah, maybe the hook shotting, if you do it perfectly, saves like 10 seconds, but then like, if you don't do it perfectly, how much worth it is that?
Also, Woofer is doing this platform cannon destruction with the boomerang. Do you have any insight why he's doing this?
I don't know. My guess would be because, I don't know, leafing over to that platform can be annoying because the cannons can shoot you out of the sky. So maybe that's why. Although, really, you should only have to do the one cannon, and then you're safe.
But he has to leaf over anyway to get the chest.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also,
Good
I
question
noticed
for the interview.
yeah, he's climbing this platform to get to the cyclone. When you can just jump out of the boat into the cyclone to make it up to that platform. Although it is very challenging.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's probably why you just play it safe.
Yeah, this one, the other one I think is pretty easy. The taller one is really difficult to actually do it.
Yeah.
Get up there. Alright, he is going to store this one, so this chest is required. I guess we all knew that because DJ already got this. I'm pretty sure this is the bait bag.
Yeah.
The Woofer's going to store this to presumably get into Western Ferry, which I like a lot. That's essentially like the same thing we were talking about before. It's funny too, because like the big pig was required just for Mirror Shield, just to get one of the swords in Angular Cave. We don't actually even have Earth Temple, so it feels weird getting Mirror Shield without Earth Temple, but
Well, that's Angular Cave for you.
yeah, true. I gotta remember, I can't click this bait bag technically until we enter the next quadrant. So.
Right, yes.
I do like this routing decision. It was better than... I think this was probably actually better than what I did. Although I think the way I routed it, I didn't have that first sword, so I was doing this part without a sword. So it was like, it didn't make sense to go for like a bomb drop when I didn't have a sword.
Right.
So that's my justification.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense to go for a bomb drop when you literally can't because you don't have a sword or hammer.
Oh, I can click bait bag. So now this should get Woofer the Master Sword. I actually didn't even look to see where Double Magic was. This was one of those seats to where I didn't feel the need to, like, grab it. So, never even bothered to find out where it was. Didn't even check bottles either, really.
I wouldn't get it unless I don't know, something else. It's Dragon Roost Rat Room boarded up chest.
Oh yeah, ew. I don't think you need anything else in DRC, so.
It's like, I don't know, maybe if you were like already going backwards, then yeah, but I am guessing you don't go backwards, so the answer is no.
Yeah, like if I was in, if I was in the rat room already for something else required in there, and the other chest is double magic, then I feel like, yeah, there's no reason really not to grab it. But, yeah, if that's the only thing you're going there for, that's a pretty big difference. Because you have to grab a whole other small key too, and then you have to actually go backwards through everything. Like a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I do like this. This is actually what I did. What DJ's doing is I got the grapple, like DJ did after getting the bait bag. So that way I could do it this way. Get the big pig, go to horseshoe, and then go to diamond step because diamond step is angular. And yeah, so you get the mirror shield, and then you do all of this in one trip.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, because, like, did getting grappling hook earlier benefit Woofer at all? I don't think it did.
Yeah, I mean, the only real thing was having the sword to store the rock spire platform. Because he got the grappling hook and went to to get the sword in paw print.
Right.
So that's the real difference right now. Oh, DJ doing the older strat here.
Yeah.
Okay. It's only like the newer strat's only like 5 seconds faster, isn't it, or something?
I don't know. It's just funnier to talk about the newer strat.
True. I bet woofer over. We can talk about how it makes the thing look like a certain body part.
Yes. There's Woofer's mirror shield.
Yeah. So I'm guessing he's just going to go straight to Diamond Step from here.
Yeah. And
Which
I bet you're
makes
wondering,
sense.
well, why doesn't he just super sim? Because it is a diagonal quadrant away, and he had to save warp to get back to the boat. Well, I mean, the island's pretty elevated, so super simming there isn't really realistic. Actually, I don't even know if you can do it on Randomizer, because I feel like, or at least like realistically in a race, because like the island just loads way too fast. The trick to super swim and diamond step is you swim to where diamond step would be if it was loaded, then you wait for it to load and then let the water teleport you up. But like the load times are so fast, I don't think you can really do that.
Yeah, that seems difficult. The nice
Oh,
thing
it is.
Yeah, the nice thing here, DJ going in. This is actually Forbidden Woods on this entrance, so I'm gonna guess Woofer's gonna go there next too. That makes the most sense, at least to me.
Okay, yeah, DJ is getting storage here.
I'm guessing we're storing the first chest to get to the climb to top using the Boku Baba bolts. That is the Skull Hammer. Now both the runners already did the Western Ferry, but we do have to do the Cabana Labyrinth, and I'm guessing the thought process is that it's worth grabbing the Skull Hammer here just because it really it speeds up the Cabana Labyrinth a lot too, so.
I don't know. I think I'd grab it too, but is it gonna really save that much? I guess you have to think of all the time saved for a race, but I would kind of question if it saves time doing this.
Yeah, you do have to store that chest, and then you have to do the climbing to the top and get the open that other chest. So yeah, it's probably any difference is probably marginal.
Yeah, but the outcome, I guess, with this is you have a hammer, whereas with the other alternative route, you do not have a hammer.
Yeah. And yes, for this Spoiler Log tournament, we do have all the entrances are randomized. Dungeons and caves randomized together. The cool thing is the randomizer lets you randomize them together or separately. Or even individually, I think, too, right?
Wait, what do you mean individually? Because you can do it separately or together.
Like, you can just randomize dungeons or just randomize caves, I thought.
Oh, yeah. I thought you meant, like, you could just randomize the entrance to one cave and not the other ones. Like, no,
right.
You can't do that.
True. Yeah, you can't do that. You can kind of do that with the Plandomizer, I suppose, but...
You can, but you'd have to randomize more than one entrance, because if you randomize, like, the Forbidden Woods entrance, it has to lead to somewhere that isn't Forbidden Woods, and then that something would lose its vanilla entrance.
True.
So...
It'd be really cool to have the randomizer, the Plandomizer, I should say, just be able to, like, have you randomize an entrance somewhere else and just not put one of the dungeons in, you know what I mean? Or one of the caves, you know what I mean?
I mean, wait, doesn't it already do that? Like, what do you mean? Like, you can pick which entrances to randomize and what they go to in the Plandomizer.
Right. So, make it that way, you just can't access... Makes it that way that none of the entrances go to, a certain dungeon. Like, Wind Temple.
Oh,
if you can figure out a way to do
you
that.
block off Wind Temple, so it just effectively doesn't exist. Okay.
Right. No. Although I don't know how you would do that.
You probably can do that, and it's probably not allowed. Like, you get an error message or something. Because what you would do is you would pick where all the entrances went to, and you would just make sure none of them are Wind Temple. But you'd have to randomize all the entrances by hand.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I guess you have, you also have the problem too where you'd want to, you'd either have to make like one of the entrances go nowhere, or two of the entrances go to the same place. And I don't know how that would work.
Yeah, I was just thinking just have two entrances go to the same place, but that's probably not possible.
Yeah, because then I guess the question becomes, how does safe work for you?
It's the entrance that you actually used, but then like how should the randomizer know which one you actually used?
Yeah, true.
It has no way of knowing that, so...
I do think that would be the best way to do it. Have it take you to whichever one you actually came in from, but like also, like you said, yeah, how would it know?
Ooh, I like... Wait, what's DJ doing? Please tell me he knows... Okay, good, yeah. He knows you can get out of the pit. DJ, okay, yeah. You can get out of the pit by jumping there. He was like killing the Morph, and I thought like, oh, wait, does he not know?
Yeah.
But, he does. I don't think he had to kill the Morph there. Maybe he thought like the Morph would weigh him down so he wouldn't reach the, like the above ground. But I think like if he did a roll before jumping, then he'd be fine. Like the Morph would come off.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right. Okay, we're accidentally getting to the wrong chest there. Unless you wanted the dungeon map.
Dungeon map's fine, you know?
Yeah. It's cool. It's nice to have. And you never get lost, right? I mean.
Yeah. So Woofer has all the swords now. Is DJ missing one, or did I must have mistrucking a sword because I think he has the fully powered sword now.
I don't think he's gone to paw print yet, actually.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
It's interesting too.
Oh, that's right. He didn't store the sword. He opened it, so it did update the GUI, to the UI. Okay, yeah. So I'm good.
Another thing, I didn't see DJ go. Did DJ go into the Forbidden Woods basement level?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did that first.
Okay, that makes
DJ, spin attacks! Spin attacks, DJ! Oh my god, that was so close!
Sweating over here.
Yeah,
sweating.
He's shaking a bit, I'm sure.
Now also, I guess we already saw DJ get it. The double muscular chest is the big key, so this is like one of the few times that you actually get the big key in spoiler log in Forbidden Woods.
Yeah.
Not a whole lot really to say at this point. Sort of left back. I mean, the Woofer has to do Calademos now, and DJ has a couple of things to catch up with that Woofer did, like
paw print.
Yeah, paw print, and then the iron boots and the bombs. Assuming DJ wants to get bombs, he might not.
Yeah, maybe. So at this point, like, it looks like DJ's ahead just because he beat the dungeon and Woofer's still in it, but, like, you just have to keep in mind that Woofer did some extra things before coming here.
Yeah. And I actually think... Oh, Woofer also grabbed the skull hammer, too. No, he definitely has it. And DJ's getting this, so this will put... This is the one shard that Woofer has that DJ does not. And the shard that DJ has that Woofer doesn't are... I guess there's two. There's Calademos and then the 5-star Wrath.
And this lookout platform's gonna take forever to destroy everything with the boomerang.
Yeah. really fast Calidemos for Woofer, though.
That's good.
Yeah, you love to see it.
Oh,
Fast
looks like you
and
can
clean.
hit 2 with 1 throw. Ooh, doesn't look that bad either.
Not bad. Doubling up your time. Or, you know, your rate. Success. Whatever you want to call it.
You could probably get more than 2 in.
Mhm.
Right? Or, I don't know.
In theory, you should be able to get 5.
Yeah, 5's the hard max.
True. Definitely. Alright. There's that shard for DJ. So now he's back 1 up on the shard game.
Yeah, but I'm just thinking that, like, would the boomerang just hit something, like bonk off the platform, and then just kind of come back to you if you did more than 2 in this particular platform?
That's a good question. Time to get out the save states and give it the old college try.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna be playing around with boomerangs for destroying cannons after this.
Yeah. And it looks like we're seeing Wind Temple next on Woofer's side. And DJ is going boating course, which should be DRC. So we're going to get the dungeons split up. Although, honestly, at this point, our runners basically have all the items that they need to do things. So, for lack of a better term.
Hmm.
And the rest of the stuff that we're looking for really is just like shards. Yeah, I guess that's all Woofer really needs are shards now.
And then DJ needs shards and that sword at paw print.
Yep.
So we're gonna have kind of a tough time seeing who's ahead until like someone goes to Hyrule first.
Yeah. Yeah, we might get like a slight idea here and there, but yeah, I definitely agree. It's gonna be tricky. Yeah. There's not really much in Wind Temple either. It's literally just grab the small key and then head to the boss, and then so it's actually entirely possible that they finish these dungeons at pretty similar times.
Wait, DJ has an extra small key?
Yeah, stored one in Forbidden Woods and didn't realize it. That could have saved a little bit of time.
Yeah.
Unfortunate, as they say.
Yeah, and in fact, I remember in our race this tourney, I didn't realize I stored a small key, and then when I went to Wind Temple, I'm like, wait, what's this? What do I do? I don't want to like get the small key because I'll feel slow. And I think I ended up reacting pretty well to already having a small key, but I mean, I kind of had a lot of time to think about it, whereas like in DJ's case, I mean, you enter DRC and then immediately go for that small key chest.
True.
So he did not really have any time to think about it. Even if he, well, no, if he did notice, he would just like would not get it. But like, you don't have much time to notice, I guess.
Yeah, true. You have a lot more time in Wind Temple to be like, wait, when did I get a small key?
Yeah, like I don't think I actually noticed until I was in like the 3rd or 4th. I was in like the main room of Wind Temple. I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah. And then it's like, those are one of the things that when you get to a point to where you're, if you don't have a lot that you have to do in Wind Temple and your Wind Temple route isn't super complex, then that's one of the things that if you notice it, you could pretty much just like immediately change your route, right? And
yeah,
that's one of those.
What I did.
Yeah, that's one of those sort of like routing on the fly things you can see in spoiler logs sometimes. That's pretty cool. And it's the one of the things, and this is one of the things I think is important, not just in spoiler log, but in standard rando too, but almost less so I think in standard rando, when it comes to things like it's like one of the biggest bits of advice I give to like newer people asking me what to learn is you want to look at something as like you want to understand what you're doing to the degree like you want to know like okay you don't want to be like tied to your route, right? You want to be able to adjust to be flexible, and so you want to be like if you notice you have a small key, you want to go, oh, now I don't have to go open the chest with the small key, right? And it's sort of the same thing in when it comes to like learning tricks for standard rando too. I tell people a lot of times, like you know, you don't want to think of like Earth Temple Go mode as, all right, I store the first chest and then I skip the Songstone and then I skip this or whatever. You want to look at it as I get chest storage and then I go do all these things, and you do each of those things individually.
Right, because you might not be able to store the first chest, and then your brain shorts out because you're like, wait, I don't have the items to store the first chest. What do I do?
Right, right. So if instead of looking at each trick as like its own like solitary thing that has to be done a specific way, if you just look at it as like, instead of looking at it as like, I'm learning Earth Temple Go mode, right? I'm learning Wind Temple Go mode. I'm learning Wind Temple Big Key Skip. Think of it more like learn how to do chest storage and like get storage and then store chest and learn how like hitboxes with chest storage work. And then you just sort of are reapplying that same knowledge in different areas. And I think that makes it a lot easier to work and do things.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that, because like, I don't know, a lot of new people, and even like more experienced people, to my surprise, will say that like they'll get storage and then open a chest and then say they have storage still when they don't. They have chest storage.
Right.
Which is a really big difference, because it's like the difference between having $1 and $0. Because in one instance you don't have any money, the other you have a little bit of money. So like in the storage case, like if you have chest storage, you used up your storage, so you can't like store another chest. You can't go into fixed camera mode, right? Like you spent it on the chest storage. So then like when you talk about like routing on the fly and like understanding the game to figure out what to do next, that's really important to like know what Link's current game state is. You need to know your options.
Right, and it makes it easier to sort of like, if something happens, like if you fall down with chest storage somewhere, and you don't have to like reset, right? You can find a way to void out, and you know, like, and pick up where you left off, sort of, and avoid a whole reset. And
a great example of that is this room that Woofer's in right now. If you fall in that pit, you can't just grab the ledge and climb out. But what you can do is you can time it so that you like you take off the iron boots and then side hop into the spike as it comes towards you, and then the spike knocks you out of the pit.
Another good example is I remember watching somebody who was a newer person doing a standard rando race one time, and they were in Earth Temple, they were Go mode, but they were looking for the big key, you know, and I said to them, I was like, oh, you're not going to do big key skip? And they were like, oh, I don't really know how, I've never practiced it before. And I was like, oh, well, do you know how to get chest storage? And they were like, yeah. I was like, oh, then you could, and it's like, do you know how to roll along a wall and like pull leaf when you are in the air? They're like, well, yeah, obviously. I was like, then you could do Earth Temple big key skip. That's really all it is.
Exactly.
You know? And so that's where, if you know how to get, if you know the basics, like the storage, chest storage, stuff like that, and anymore, if somebody comes with a new chest storage strat, and I can see them do it, even if I've never practiced it, I can do it, because I know how you have to move with chest storage, and I know how to get chest storage. And I think that's can be massive, honestly.
Yeah.
And you know, and when I was talking with them, I wasn't trying to be like, you know, condescending or mean, but I was just like, you want to try and show people, you know, a lot of these things aren't as hard as they seem like they are. It can be intimidating to try new things, for sure. But, you know, when you break it down like that, a lot of this stuff is really, you're really just repeating the same handful
you're taking
of things.
You're taking the same puzzle pieces, but solving different problems, or like making different puzzles every time. Maybe that's not a good example.
No,
puzzle pieces generally form the same puzzle every time. Except for those ones where like you put them together and it's like one puzzle, and you flip it over, there's something else on the back.
Yeah, maybe it's more like that then.
Okay.
I don't know. I like that analogy though. I like it. It's like maybe it's kind of like Legos. Maybe is that a you know, or you can take them apart and rebuild them to make something else. You know, with using the same bricks.
Or maybe Tetris is a better example, because it's the same limited few pieces with like different shapes and different like uses, but like you get them in a random order, and you have to like build, you know, the best layers to like start clearing rows using like what you got at the time.
I like that. I like that a lot. I like that analogy.
Meanwhile, DJ got his last sword. Woofer is looking like he's finishing up Wind Temple. And what's DJ gonna do?
There's a shard in Overlook, which is Cabana. So.
Ah, okay.
Yep.
But keep in mind that, like, yes, DJ finished his last dungeon first, but Woofer's dungeon's a lot slower. So DJ has the slower dungeon to do.
Yeah, he still also has to get those iron boots at the Southern Ferry lookout platform too. So that's gonna give Woofer time to sort of catch back up while he's doing that. But otherwise, it's honestly still really close. It's obviously still anyone's game. I think right now, if I had to guess, I would say Woofer has a slight lead. But there's still definitely a lot that can happen, for sure.
Yeah. But unfortunately, in terms of things that can go wrong to slow down a runner, I mean, DJ's still having to do Wind Temple. That's definitely harder than Dragon Roost.
Yeah, a lot more things can happen in Wind Temple that will break your heart.
Yeah, like the thing that can go wrong in Dragon Roost is you take too long to shoot down the platform, and then in Wind Temple, it's like, I don't know, this is so many different things.
You could fall down with chest storage, you could
fall down with chest storage in a different room.
Yeah, there's like 7 places where you could fall down with chest storage.
You could run out of magic.
Oh, true. No soup.
Which, yeah, that happened to me once. Not in Turdy, luckily, but I was like, oh, damn, what do I do? Yeah. Or maybe it was Turdy. And I just didn't remember because I won my race anyway.
Yeah. You know, honestly, that's one of those things to where it's another, like, routing on the fly thing, right? Usually you don't get into situations in standard rando where you run out of magic or arrows or anything, really.
Yeah.
But in spoiler log, that can happen a lot.
Yeah, like a big thing that I try not to do is I try not to route Dragon Roost directly after Tower of the Gods. Because Tower of the Gods, you're putting all your arrows into Godon's eyes and hands. Yeah. And then you get to Dragon Roost and you're like, wait, I don't have any arrows to shoot on the platform. And that's really bad because you can't get arrow drops in Dragon Roost.
Yeah. It's, not ideal.
Yeah, Woofer shot on the platform pretty quickly.
Yeah, that was nice.
Meanwhile, it looks like he's just getting iron boots.
Woofer only used 4 arrows there, didn't he? I think he came in with 28, so...
He definitely didn't use that many. I think he used 4, and not because he missed one, but because after the 3rd shot, he shot a 4th arrow anyway, just in case the 3rd shot missed. So,
better safe than sorry, as they say.
He has a lot of arrows, so it's fine.
Right. Yeah. Generally, I'm only super conservative with my arrows if I end up in DRC with like less than 10, which kind of like you said, I do the same thing. I don't like. You don't want to do DRC right after Tower of the Gods because of the arrows. But you know, sometimes you get one of those like grappling hooks in Tower of the Gods, and then it's just like, dang.
I think I don't know, it's tough, but like either like try to find some arrow refill along the way, or maybe you just save warp out of Godon's room and then like get an arrow refill by the pots on the 1st floor. I don't even know if they drop pots, do they?
Yeah, I mean, I guess you could. You could also warp back, right, into like once you get grappling hook in Taji, you can open up the between dungeon warp pot and then like finish DRC and then warp to Taji and finish Taji. If you're really that worried about arrows. Is that what you
guess? Yeah.
Probably not the best. I guess it depends. I mean, there's usually some way. Like usually you could stop by some place and get arrows at like I don't know.
Cabana.
Yeah, Cabana. Yeah, that's a really good one.
Oh, looks like DJ's getting bombs. Which, I think in Woofer's case, I agree that he should have gotten bombs like he did. In DJ's case, I completely disagree with him getting bombs. Like, what is he going to use that for?
Yeah, Woofer
got platforms, a lot more. He already got them.
Yeah, Woofer got a lot more use out of his bombs, for sure. A lot more value for his time spent to get them. Well, that's pretty unlucky.
Like, I don't know, maybe he wants to store a chest with bomb push, but like, Woofer stored middle of hub room, so he didn't use bombs, and I feel like DJ should do the same.
Yeah.
Unless he just really doesn't like spring storage, because I mean we didn't really talk about it, but like Woofer, it did take him a few tries for spring storage, just because like, this getting multiple tries is slow. Because if you miss, then like you have to find the position that you climbed the spring in, because you land on the ground in a different position from where you climbed it.
Yeah, true. It's one of the more difficult to set up storage spots. Ooh, my goodness, DJ. Giving me anxiety.
Oh, DJ, don't roll. Don't roll. Don't ever roll here. There you go. Yeah, you just... Rolling and ice physics do not mix in this game. Like, every time I've fallen in the water, it's because I muscle memory rolled before jumping.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. It happened. It feels like it happens to me, like, for a lot.
Yeah.
And you tell yourself, you know, and that's why it's so frustrating, right? Because you know, your brain is telling you, don't roll, don't do it, do not roll.
Okay. I also wonder in DJ's case if his brain was telling him, don't get this small key in DRC, because I already have one. I just got it.
Yeah.
I honestly wouldn't be surprised if DJ opened the chest, saw the small key, and then without looking at his small key counter, just was immediately, oh wait a minute, I already have one.
True.
Or I also wouldn't be surprised if he comes in for the interview. DJ, did you know you had a small key? Oh, I did? Yeah, you did. Oh.
It's hard to notice sometimes. So I definitely get it. Where's Woofer gone? Oh yeah, we're going. Alright, so Woofer is going to get this shard now. And that means the only thing Woofer has left to do is get the shard in Cabana. Alright. After this one. So. And all DJ has to do is go and fight Mulgera.
Yes.
We're approaching the end game, as they say.
Which you say that, but it's gonna take a while, so I would say Woofer definitely has a lead here.
Yeah, definitely an advantage, for sure.
And really, what's left for there to go wrong for Woofer?
True.
This is a Cabana. Nothing really super bad can happen. The one thing I can think of in Cabana that's bad, which doesn't apply to this case, is if you do it without hammer or sword. So you kind of do it pseudo-normally, but then you have to get through the re-dead room without fighting them or triggering them at all.
True. Yeah, that can be scary. But luckily, I guess in this situation, we have literally every item we could potentially want for Cabana.
Yeah, so should go pretty smoothly. You know what could go wrong? What if Woofer just opens the wrong chest in Cabana? Also, I'm just noticing DJ gets the big key.
Interesting.
Wait, is that why he got bombs for the big key?
Maybe?
I don't like that.
Yeah, again, I don't even... I honestly... I guess DJ killed the Wizrobe, and I almost never take the time to do that, so maybe that's my bias. But I almost think it's just... I avoid getting that Tingle Statue chest pretty much like it's the plague.
Yeah.
I hate crawling down, or, climbing back up from there. I hate dropping down in there. It's pretty terrible.
Yeah, I always kill the Wizard just because, I just don't want to get shot by a fireball when I'm, pretty much at the top of the vine wall.
Yeah, I get greedy there with that. Not gonna lie.
But, the beauty of sometimes the way Wind Temple running works is that you can, open the warp pot and then just jump down to the Tingle chest, open it up, and then save warp so you don't have to climb back out.
I didn't realize you could do it that way, the way DJ did it.
Oh, yeah. You can do the L slide there.
That's pretty neat. I'm gonna have to keep that in mind.
You normally do it from the other side because, normally you do it as soon as you get in the room, so that hookshot target, the other one that Woofer used instead is closer. Also, the one that Woofer used is like closer to the middle of homeroom chest. I think so. Or well, actually, it's not that much closer. It's like, well, I mean, from like where you jump off into the void, it's closer by a little bit.
Oh, we see the Triforce forming on Woofer's end, so he'll be headed to Hyrule. So I guess it's at this part where you can see the difference a bit more clearly.
Yeah, I mean, there was already a bit of a lead before they swapped dungeons.
Yeah. I guess it's just once one of the runners heads into Hyrule, then it's pretty easy to see the difference.
Right.
Because I think when you're not quite thinking about it as much, your mindset inherently is to be like, oh yeah, you know, DJ just has to kill Mulgara, and Woofer just has to do, you know, what they call Cabana. So they each just have one thing left, right? But you don't really appreciate the difference, I guess, until you see in real time just how much longer one of those things takes than the other.
See, it's okay for DJ to fall in that pit because he does not have chest storage. But if he did, that would have been really bad.
Yeah. It's one of those things where like there's a way out, but also when you get when that happens to you and you have to do that really kind of tricky way out, your like heart starts racing and you're like, oh god, I can't mess this up, and then like, yeah, because it's not the easiest strat for sure. It's definitely, you know, requires a little bit of finesse to do.
Oh, I just realized we we should have let the audio play when Woofer fought Mulgara.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah.
I always forget that we can switch off. I just switch it to Woofer when he does the rope climb, right? I know everybody likes that.
Oh yeah, we definitely gotta remember that. I remember like another race I commentated, I said, oh, you will have to listen to the Sans model rope climb, and then I forgot to switch the audio.
I mean, it's funny. Oh my gosh, that was scary on DJ's end.
Oh, yeah, DJ also only has 2 hearts. Individual hits do a lot of damage in this fight.
Yeah, like if you would have gotten hit by, if Mulgara eats you, where you like get deep into the pit, that does 2 full hearts of damage. So that would have KO'd DJ.
Yeah, like honestly, like I think what would have happened there if DJ got eaten is that he would die. And then he would just look up where Woofer is and then see that he's in Hyrule and DNF. That's my guess. Because otherwise, like, getting back to this room is... Well, actually, it's not that bad. He has the big key, actually.
Yeah, if he opened the warp pot... Yeah, if he opened the warp pot, he would have been not in too bad a shape.
Well, I mean, he didn't open the warp pot, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, well then, yeah, he would have been not in very good shape.
Yeah, also, interesting strat Woofer went for there. He did the thing where, like, he assumes that he'll get a ground spawn, and then he turned around so that the correct Phantom Ganon would spawn in between Link and the door.
That's like the best possible way that room can go, right? I mean,
yeah, but it's also, I mean, it's definitely high risk, low reward.
Yeah,
that's the definition of high risk, low reward. Well, actually, no, I take that back. The definition of high risk, low reward is after breaking the barrier, you cross the 2 gaps with hookshot instead of leaf.
Yeah.
Because if you take too long to line up the hookshot, then a dark nut or like the keys could like knock you into the void. More so the dark nut.
The dark nut will come ruin your day. Oh man.
Well, there's DJ's last shard.
Not bad.
Gonna be off to Hyrule. Ooh, I like that. He's already doing his equips for getting into Hyrule.
Very nice. Oh, nice first shot for Woofer. Every time I miss on Pup again, and I always just say that I got scammed because I did.
Yeah. I mean, Woofer missed that again there. So I guess, oh, that's a scam. No, I was gonna, like, be like, oh, that last shot he missed, that was kind of his fault. But then, like, the most recent shot he just missed, that was nonsense.
It's like in Wanted, where, like, PG, like, curves his tail around your light arrow. It's like, come on, bro. It's like curving the bullet, but somehow, but like worse.
Uno reverse card.
Oh god.
You're curving around the bullet.
Yeah, true. So unfortunately, no double crip on the Woofer's side today.
Well, he shouldn't be going for it. Because I mean, he doesn't have super double magic, so you wouldn't have enough magic coming into this fight. Into the third phase if he did that. Like he would just have no magic right now. So.
Yeah, it's one of those situations where like you can, if you have a bad enough PG1 where like you get a spin and you can fully, get your magic all back except for like the last shot, then maybe you could make some of that time back up by actually getting the double crip. But
oh, I thought you said that he. Wait, was that not 4 drops instead of 3, or was I just not paying attention?
I thought that was 3.
Okay.
Oh man, that was kind of rude. Sometimes Papaganon can be not the nicest. More rudeness. This is the one where I start to get worried about like going into Ganon with not very many hearts. Because like, while I haven't died to Ganon in like a really long time, it's always something that's like in the back of my mind. Like, what if Zelda shoots me with an arrow? That one thing. Like, the one time.
I did lose a lot of time in a couple of the qualifier races because Zelda killed me with a light arrow. Like, it happened. Like, I only did 4 qualifier races because I had to, like. I just couldn't make all of them. And, the 2 out of the 4 where I scored the highest were the 2 where I didn't get killed by Zelda in the final fight. Because in the other 2, she did kill me, and I lost several minutes.
That's rough. Yeah, that's like at least a 3-minute time loss. Just climbing back up to Ganon, and then not even including how far you got into the fight, and having to redo that much of the fight.
Right. Yeah. Like in that case, I died in the last phase, like literally last hit. So that loses quite a bit of time. Yeah,
that's rough.
I don't know. It's like kind of funny. When I was thinking, like when I saw Woofer was on low health in the snake phase, I was like, good. Yeah. He should be on low health. Oh, wait a minute. No, he shouldn't be. Because in any percent where you don't do Puppet Escape, you want to be on low health. More tolerant. Yeah. But in this case, you don't want to be on low health.
Yeah, and I know Woofer's one that he definitely checks where the other runner is near the end of the race. So seeing that he had a decent enough lead, he probably decided it was worth it to just grab some hearts there.
Yeah, I was wondering that.
Yeah, if it would have been close, I'm guessing he wouldn't have. Getting kicked.
Although you have to be careful with like watching your opponent at the end to see where they are.
Yeah.
Because like I did that in our race once, and I ended up winning anyway. But like, I just finished Puppet and I saw my opponent was like finishing PG2. So I thought like, oh, it's kind of close, but not that close. And then I realized I was watching my opponent's stream on iPhone.
Oh, dang.
So there was a really big delay, and he was like almost right behind me. So
yeah. Monka S. Definitely scary. And it looks like we're going to be entering the final phase on Woofer's side here. Nice first shot to DJ though.
Oh, hey Elijah, I just noticed we didn't switch the audio for the rope climb.
Oh. Dang it, we were talking about it too.
We were too busy commentating, you know.
True. Yeah.
Alright, that's it. That's GG's for Woofer.
GG's to Woofer. What a really good run, I thought. A lot of interesting things. I liked the routing, I liked the seed, at least from a spectator perspective.
Yeah, it was interesting to see that they both got hammer and bombs, even though they weren't super required.
Yeah, it was interesting. I can see, it was one of those deals where neither one was really that, like, far out of the way, but I feel like if you're doing it the way Woofer did, the bombs definitely makes a lot of sense, because, like we were saying, right, you get a lot more usage out of it.
Yeah.
You do a lot more with it. Hammer, I suppose you can kind of take it or leave it.
You know, for bombs, since they were right there, I don't know, maybe in that case, I would grab it, even in DJ's case, just for snake phase of Puppet Cannon, just to make things a little easier.
That's true.
But, and like, I don't know, in bracket, I probably wouldn't do that. It's like, top 12, like, everyone's so good, like, every second counts. It's gonna be scary.
Yeah, you really have to count your, like, you can maybe afford yourself like one safety thing to do to make the run a little more comfortable for you, because there's definitely some
nice grip shot.
Yeah, that was nice. There's definitely some logic behind, right? If you have a route that you're comfortable with, you'll be able to relax more, right, and play better, which will help you across the whole thing. So sometimes you have to give yourself like a little concession. Or although I mean, some people might maybe that's just for me, but some people might thrive off of the insanity of like a crazy route that barely works.
I can totally see. Yeah, I can totally see someone being like, if Morth hovers faster, like let's say hookshots on withered trees, then I can see someone be like, okay, since I'm already doing Morth hover, I'm gonna play it safe in several other places.
Yeah, true. And you just have to make sure that like you're, because if you're Morth hovering, because hookshots on withered trees, like you're saving several minutes.
Yes.
Assuming the other person doesn't Morth hover. So then in that instance, right, you want to, you know.
Which, you know, how many people in top 12 bracket? I mean, we don't know the full top 12, obviously, but how many people do you think are gonna be comfortable with doing Morth hover in a race? Because I think it's actually a lot of people.
Yeah. It's not me.
Well, that's what banning presets are for.
Yeah.
Unless you just think like it's not gonna come up, which I mean that's also like a pretty good strategy.
Yeah. I mean, there's one way to think about it, right? 50% of the time, wind tempo is required anyway. So.
Yeah.
And that 50%, you're good. And if you always ban preset A, then you never have to do withered trees ever. So you're covered on that regard. Then the worst thing I think I've had it happen was it was a preset F, where Shark Island had the hook shot and it was otherwise not required. That was the slowest hook shot. So, you know, adjusting, that's probably like a 2-minute loss to get hook shot, because Morth hover itself is definitely obviously slower to set up. So I think Shark Island takes like 3 minutes to do it. And then you figure Morth hover takes what, like a 45 seconds to a minute to set up, give or take.
Yeah.
So you figure it's a net loss if you grab hookshot that seed of 2 minutes.
I mean, really, I think only preset A is like the only spot where Morth hover's gonna come up. I don't think Woofer's joining us for an interview. I feel like he would have came in here by now.
Yeah, true. I suppose we can see.
I mean, he's able to get in here. He's just not here. So I imagine he just doesn't want an interview.
It is possible. Routing and running these seeds can be a bit on the exhausting end.
Yeah,
for sure. I have to see DJ finishing up here in the last phases of this Ganon fight.
You know, DJ's been really struggling with his spin attacks. Like here and Kelly Demos, and there was somewhere else where I saw him struggling a bit with spin attack. I don't remember where.
Makes me almost wonder.
Bulgara. Oh, what?
Zelda!
I hate Zelda! Oh my god, don't hit him again, please. Okay.
Alright, GG's to DJ there.
Yeah, GG's DJ.
I think we have Whooper waiting to join up. So.
Oh, I guess Whooper just wanted to wait for the race to end. That makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. And then we could get both of our runners in here kind of at the same time. There's Woofer. GG's.
GG. I always feel weird about just joining this channel instead of someone else dragging me in. It's like,
Yeah.
is that even allowed?
I always forget we can do that. I forget we have that power.
Do you? I don't even know if you do.
Maybe.
Try dragging me out of the channel.
Oh, I guess you can.
We're
Yeah.
learning many things.
Yeah. So, GG's to you as well, DJ. What did everybody think of the seed?
It was alright. Nothing too crazy, you know?
Yeah, it was a fun watch. We were wondering if both of you guys would get hammer and since they were skippable, but also they were both pretty easy to get. So
Yeah. I mean,
Definitely.
right there. I just got
Yeah.
the storage and just planned out whatnot, so I can do it. So we go to Cabana, it'll be faster.
yeah, the difference. Wolfer, you just kind of went up to the Skullhammer chest and grabbed it, and DJ stored the first chest and did like the chest storage thing we normally do.
I'm pretty sure that like breaks even. I think I
Mhm.
read that somewhere.
I gotcha.
I think it's like only worth it if you're if you need the first chest or the bottom chest, I guess, as well.
Yeah,
Makes
that is
sense.
I
true.
could be totally wrong though.
I think I remember hearing that now that you mention it.
Yeah, it's one of those things where I hear it and I think, yeah, I'd believe that.
Yeah, because the way that just like getting up to that top chest normally saves more time than you think is if you drop a bomb in front of the flower to the next door, and then you just, as it's like about to blow up, you run back into the pods and go up
Oh
to the
yeah.
chest.
That makes sense. I never even thought to do that. Me writing this down for bracket stage.
I'm actually pretty proud of myself. I got like the storages pretty quickly on
Mhm.
this race. Maybe like 1 or 2, 3 times maybe.
Yeah, the routes were pretty much the same until it was. I think it was when Wolfer, when you went to get the grappling hook and did paw print earlier, and DJ, you did. You didn't go get the grappling hook earlier. You went to. You got the sword. Oh, you got the Western Fairy sword first. That was where the big difference was. The routing,
Yeah.
I think, or at least everything up to that point was pretty much the same, and then you kind of split there.
Yeah, there are also like smaller things like DJ. You did horseshoe and diamond step into angler on the same trip. Woofer broke that up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my thinking was I really want a sword. It kind of scared me how late I was gonna end up with a sword. And also I wanted to store the chest that rock spire for Western Fairy, which I don't even know if that was worth it. But I mean, if I'd gotten storage faster, I definitely think it would have been good.
Yeah, we talked about that a little bit because we know DJ did the Western Fairy lookout platform, stored that chest. And I was also saying if you wanted to, if you think it's faster, you could store like the Greatfish chest and go to Western Fairy first, but then that's not thinking about that now, that's probably more sailing. But that
Well,
might be
what you
easier to
could
get
do
storage.
is you could like without like bombs or sword or anything, just leave it a hook shot. You could like sail over to the little boat on Greatfish where you get storage, and then hook shot the raft, and then leaf, and then hook shot the chest, and then open it. And you have chest storage, and then you just sail to Western. I think that's pretty fast.
Yeah.
Wait, I could.
But I did like the lookout platform chest storage too from Rockspire. That was cool.
Yeah, now I think about it, I could have stored a hidden chest and take it to the Western. So I went to the platform. So.
One of the other big differences we saw was the I think DJ, you got right after doing Angular, you got the raft at 5-star, and Woofer got it after DRC, which that was one of the other differences that we saw.
Yeah.
Isn't that 2 quadrants, or am I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, boating course to 5 stars 1.
Yeah, but angular to 5-star.
Yeah, that's 2 quadrants.
Oh, I see. I see.
Yeah, what I did was I did Angler, and then I teleported to Forest Haven and sailed to 5-star, which I could have done if I started later on.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that might have been my bad. I think I misremembered that then. I know the rest of the stuff was kind of like you did everything like you both did Forbidden Woods first, right? And then everything else at that point you did in like completely different orders, but it was all a bunch of stuff that didn't actually matter what order you did it in. And it was like you could do Wind Temple or DRC first, it doesn't really matter because you have like all the swords and light arrows and everything, and you had access to everything. So that point was where it kind of was like really opened up, and nobody was really in the same spot anymore.
Yeah, they were pretty empty. Kind of
Yeah.
shocking.
It was like the shard cleanup at the end, and yeah, I think the weirdest thing, the thing that I thought was kind of the most trolly about this seed was it like starting you at paw print with the sword there, but you like can't get it.
Yeah. I'm like, alright, I guess I'll come back.
Yeah.
No, you just do grappling hook skip, obviously.
Oh my goodness.
No item grappling hook skip.
I think Jar's the one that did that skip once.
Yeah.
With no items.
Oh
no
yeah,
item.
of course. That was the most memorable part.
You know, I think I remember hearing Gymnast say something along the lines of, if you could zombie hover up there and you have like one frame to open the chest before Link dies, or something like that. I might be wrong on that, but
You still need something to hover with.
oh, true. Yeah, never mind. Just
Also,
hover
the
with
way
nothing.
the way
Backward
Jim
hover.
did it was, well, you did like pretty much bombs too to like start the hover. But even you could like, I don't know, take damage from a chew, or actually no, you need bombs pretty much because you can't just die and then sort of hover. Like there's like certain ways you have to start a hover. So in that case, you would need bombs. And then the way Jim did it, I think he like
And a sword.
dropped another bomb when he got up there to light himself up in front of the chest, or like to blow himself up to the chest.
Mm.
And then he opened it immediately before Link finished getting up.
I mean, that would have been pretty cool if one of you guys would have did that. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Would have been pretty sick.
Yeah, but without bombs or an actual way to hover, you know.
Yeah, just use the choose. I liked that idea. That was unique.
Yeah, except you can't just use the cheese to damage
Spawn
down.
a Deku stick with actor unloading, but in reverse.
Oh yeah.
It's this new glitch that I just found.
Nice.
And then just like make a choose spawn on top of that ledge so that it can knock you down so that like you can actually start a hover. Because right, if you just kind of like get a tiny bit knocked back but you don't fall over, you can't start a hover. So
Dang. It's too hard. There's too much to think about.
Mm.
Why couldn't it just put the sword on the bottom level? There we go. That would have been easier.
now you put like a sword. No, just leave it hook shot. Actually no. What can you like put? Actually, I don't think you can like give yourself enough items in Pauper to do grapple skip right away. Because
Yeah.
you would need leaf and hookshot and either sword or hammer for chest storage.
Plus a way to get magic, right?
Nah. Fine.
Just be perfect.
Yeah.
With this
There's-
seed, I was also considering doing Windfall in one trip, but then the thing is you would need to get the bow at Fire Mountain first before the island, and I feel like that's longer sailing, and I think more importantly, don't have hookshot for any of the lookout platforms or Angular Peak. So I was like, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that.
Yeah, I think so too. One of the other things that I was like thought was interesting about the seed was how like the mirror shield just locked one sword, and to get it you had to like get power bracelets, which were otherwise unrequired, get the bait bag, which was otherwise unrequired, and do the big pig to get the other shield. And I was like, dang. It added like, because I was routing the seed and then I saw that sword there and it was like, dang, that added like 3 extra items I had to get just to get like this one sword. It was like, come on.
Yeah. I saw Angler with a sword and I'm like,
I deleted that shield and then was like, wait.
You're like, yeah, definitely not getting this shield.
But yeah, the nice thing about required mirror shield is you don't have to waste time thinking about which shield to get in routing. You just go, oh, I need both of them. Done.
Yeah,
That's true.
and the boomerang being hard required was nice as well.
Yeah, that too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the fire mountain quadrant was pretty loaded.
Yeah.
The
I
downside is platforms with boomerang.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I really thought you could target more than one cannon, and then I was testing it out before the seed started, and it just didn't work.
You can, because
I think the Stone Watcher you're able to target too. And everything else you just can't. Yeah.
No, like with like the Fire Mountain one, you can. I think you can do it all in one throw. And I was like asking about that during commentary, and someone posted a video in chat. So if you want to like look at the VOD later, you can see that.
I think it was Advo, and he posted it again in the Discord, so it's in the racing Discord.
Perfect.
There, it's
I'm
the
gonna
video
have to figure that out.
Yeah, it's kind of like weird. I have a way where I do it that seems to work okay, but there might be better ways.
Yeah, like Elijah, the way you described it, I thought that's what I did, and I can't get it to work.
Gotcha.
I mean, for me, it kept like bouncing off the first cannon even when I targeted two. Like it didn't keep targeting them.
I think honestly, when I've seen that happen, it usually means like when I always go counterclockwise when I'm targeting it. So like when I throw the boomerang, if I'm aimed too far to like the left, then it'll just bounce back. But if I aim to the right, almost so that way it like is coming more from like the outside, I guess, of the where the cannon would be, that seems to work better. But yeah, I don't know.
Also,
I don't even know if that makes sense.
Also, like I think like once or twice, I was aiming with the boomerang, right? And then I looked up, tried to aim with the cannons, and by accident I aim at the other one. I'm like, really? I want to aim at this one. So then like it throws it to the other cannon, and then wow, it just wasted time, hitting nothing at all.
I know every time we saw Woofer target two, every time we saw you target two of them, you just like put the boomerang away and started over.
Yeah.
It was like, nope. LOL, nope.
Well, I don't really have much else to ask or say. If anyone else does.
Yeah, I think that seed was relatively straightforward for this.
Well, this will be, I guess, the end of, I guess for me, the tourney. Good luck to Woofer on the future races.
Thanks.
Wait, no, don't do that.
What?
I'm pretty sure we play each other round one.
Oh, really? Well,
yeah.
I don't think the bracket's up to date, and I haven't done any kind of figuring out what the seating's going to be yet.
Okay, so feel free to wish Woofer good luck then.
If we're currently matched up, I think it's actually more likely that we won't play each other.
Ah.
Yeah, because it has to be like reseeded, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, right. It has to be reseeded so that like there aren't redos of pools matches, right?
Yeah, that's one thing, and then the other thing is like it's not just based on who gets what rank in which group. It's also based on how many wins and losses you have. It's in the rules doc, and I'm gonna make a spreadsheet with the standings once the races are done.
Yeah, I guess the last two other races are tonight, right?
There's a tiebreaker tomorrow.
Oh, that'll be exciting.
Yeah.
We're gonna get 3 bands.
Nice. Dang, are there even any presets left after that?
I don't think so.
They're just gonna have to all sit there and like forever and never race.
It just becomes a standard rando race.
Interesting.
Nice. That'll be fun. That'll be fun. So yeah, I don't. Is that scheduled? Do we know what time that is? Or
I'm gonna find out in like 2 seconds.
okay.
Planning at noon Eastern on Saturday.
All right. Well, you guys heard it here first. Then if you want to see a 3-way tiebreaker race, hopefully we'll be able to get.
I
some
don't know
sort
if
of-
it's restreamed. 'Cause
What?
they have to make
Oh,
like
yeah.
a 3-person layout. We'll see.
Oh yeah.
True.
Also, I just got confirmation that I did not go insane, and this race was an hour earlier.
Oh yeah, I pinged you.
Yeah, I didn't have internet like
Oh,
all
okay.
afternoon and evening, or like I wasn't looking at my phone the times I did have internet. So
Mhm. I see.
I still made it
Yeah.
on time though. That's all that matters.
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah, we did a few reschedules. We did Wednesday, then we did Friday, then we did like earlier.
You know, I could have swore this race was also not originally on this day either. When I originally signed up for it, but it's fine. It's fine. Well,
Anyway.
Any other final thoughts or anything then by anyone?
Guess that's it. GG's.
GG's.
GG's, everybody. And I guess we all will see each other for the next one. Hopefully.
Bye bye.
Goodbye.